Good evening, happy Sunday, and welcome to the Bobby Moore stand. Yesterday, the game finished West Ham United 3. I know you said 2. 3. Sunderland 1, which was a nice day out. I think we were all there. Hello, Pete, how you doing? Welcome back. It's been a while.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me on. I'm surprised you didn't go for Paco helps Nuno avoid Sacco. Maybe
I'll come to you next time. Yeah. I feel silly now. Chris, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm well, football related. I'm buzzing. 3 wins on the spin. It's like, you can't get better than that, can you? Really, you can't. No. So it feels weird. It feels really, really weird to be having a weekend where West Ham have won.
Chris, what is this happy feeling? Do you recognise it?
No, I don't. It's a really rare feeling, mate. It is like when we spoke about at half time yesterday. It was just like, what do we even talk about now? We're 3-0 up. This is weird. It was odd, wasn't it?
It was odd. So let's start from the beginning anyway. Start by sharing your video with Danny's voice. Yeah, little vlog.
Yeah, all right, go on
featuring,
then.
John Khmer and a big dose of bird shit, which was quite good. So here we go.
Sunderland at home at the Soulless Shit Bowl, must-win game. Well, yeah, they all are now. Beating Spurs last week was great, but if we're to have any chance of staying up, we needed to get back-to-back wins. Now, walking to the stadium, I noticed official merchandise is now being sold where the other geezers sell their merch out of Sports Direct bags. Laughable, really. Anything to make a few more quid. Today, we waited until the 15th minute to take our seats. Why? Because this represents 15 years of mismanagement from the board. Great time too, because Somerville continued his good form with a cracking header that put us 1 up in the 14th minute. And then came our opportunity to wave our red cards high in the sky and continue with our protest. Now, whether you agree with this or not, we're doing this to save our club and its future. And the way we do that is by driving Brady and Sullivan out of our club. Anyway, going back to the game, I was pleased with the lineup. You should never change a winning team. It was also good to see JWP on the bench for the first time in about 4 months. In the 24th minute, Ollie Scarles got taken down in the area and Bowen stepped up to put us 2 up. And we dominated that first half. It was probably the best I've seen us play in a long time. And then to top it off, Fernandez, who was outstanding again today, hit one from the outside of the area and scored an absolute beauty. 3-0 to West Ham and we're in dreamland. Going into half-time with the spring in our step, we felt relatively comfortable that we'd actually win this game. I also noticed that John had been shat on by a bird, not once, but twice. Now surely that's got to be good luck. John has now been tasked to never wash his jacket ever again. Second half, we sat a lot deeper. Sunderland did come at us. They then grabbed the goal in the 66th minute through Robbie, but the game finished 3-1 to West Ham United. Now, in terms of standout performances, for me, the 3 goal scorers, Fernandez, Somerville and Bowen. Not just because of the goals, but their all-round performances I thought were top drawer. After the game, we went down the pub for a debrief and then went home with hope. Hope that comes from 2 back-to-back wins in the Premier League. That could be decisive in our quest to beat the drop. Chelsea next week, and I actually fancy our chances. Come on, you irons.
Well, that was another good vlog, Chris. I do like your vlogs. Lots of people like your vlogs. They go down well, but it's always nice when we get a win, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like I say the same thing every single vlog now. Must-win game. It's like the same fucking script every week, but it is.
Every title race, though, Chris.
Everything's
in a title race.
Yeah, Europe still to play for, mate. If we win all of our games,
where would that put us on 65 points? Right? Would that put us in Europe?
Probably, I would imagine. I mean, I think you'd probably get You should at least get Conference League for that, right?
Yeah, we're still on then. It's still on.
Yeah. No, so that was a quick one, to be honest with you. Just done it very quick.
You got the points across. That was the important thing. The protests yesterday were very interesting because we took a slightly different approach. If you look at some of the things that happened, you might have caught it in Chris's video there, but these banners, there was 2 of them. One of them went up where that one is in the Bobby Moore lower, and the other one went up right at the back of the Bobby Moore lower to the left-hand side. Quite big banners, actually, and they stayed up for a while. That was after goals 2 and 3. After goal 1, it was the red card protest, and it was actually all the way. It was a nice sunny day, and so from where I was sitting just behind the manager's dugout with John, behind the away manager's dugout, they were all sparkling in the sunshine and stuff. It was actually looked really good, and it seemed like to have quite a lot all the way across the Bobby Moore low. First time I've seen that, and also when you're giving them out, the cards, people are just taking them off you, not asking what they're for now, which is brilliant.
Yeah, the message is pretty well by the looks of things.
Yeah, for sure. So that was very good. I think the game itself, we came in, again, there was this discussion before the game about protests affecting the team and stuff like that. But as we maintain, the protest is not against the team. The protest is against the club. If you only protest when the team wins and loses, that means you're not protesting against the club owners. You know what I mean? So, I just don't get it. That's all. I don't get it. And we walked in. I mean, me and John were standing behind the scenes there, so we could see the big screen. So we saw Jimmy Somerville's goal. You'll see on the thumbnail how high he got for that jump. Bloody ridiculous. How does he get up that high?
Yeah, it's the speed he's running at to get in there, right?
He must have been 7 feet in the air.
Who would have thought that he was that good in the air, to be honest? I mean, smallest bloke on the pitch, smallest guy on the pitch, but it was one heck of a header as well. I mean, I'm like you. I didn't see it. Well, I saw it, but I saw it on the screen, which was about 2 seconds delayed. So, yeah, but no, it was a fantastic header, fantastic cross from Bowen as well. It's the ideal sort of cross, isn't it? You sort of hang it up in the air and just hope someone comes onto it. Attacking players love those sort of crosses. Not been enough of those this season. So yeah, it was a great goal, and I think it was also brilliant just to see Somerville also. That's now his fourth game on the spin where he's been really, really effective. So he's been a good run of form.
Games. I'll tell you when he's been amazing since I went up. I'm making a habit of this. When I go to games with Jim Grant, Pete's teammate from Stophammer time, earlier in the season I went to a game with him. We both wrote off to Debo. We said he's not Premier League quality. The very next game, he started getting good. Right? Me and Jim went up to Wolves a few weeks ago where Jimmy weren't good. And we both came out of that thinking, maybe he's a championship winger. The very next game, he started to play well. So I'm going to take all the credit for that. I'm sorry, I'll take all the credit.
Sounds like you and Jim taking all that credit, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you just need us to write players off. Me and Jim need to go to a game together, tell us what player we need to target, and then we'll do it. We'll do it for you.
Well, just do it with the whole team, Gal, do it with the whole team. Maybe they can get you in the dressing room before the match and just say, listen, you're all shit, you're all championship quality. Yeah. And then maybe we'll just go on an amazing winning run between now and the end of the season.
I mean, as you know, where I sit, it's been a bit crap this year. But yesterday, it's usually me and Ross. Yesterday it was me and John. Elvis was in the house as well with his son. That was all good. But there seemed to be a lot of West Ham fans over where I was. And I was sitting next to a Sunderland fan. And he kind of calmed me. He was with a West Ham fan. He kind of calmed me nerves. After they scored, he said, "Don't worry, mate. We never scored 2." And that was it. They didn't. Right?
What did you say? Did you say to me, yeah, but you haven't played West Ham at home yet this season? Because it's every bit possible. We were all nervous. I mean, I know I was. I think you was as well. Most people I spoke to was a little bit nervous, even though we're 3-1 up. I mean, it's mad to think that we'd be nervous and worried about losing the game or even drawing the game at 3-1 up. But I think we controlled it, mate. I think we controlled it very well. It's just, I think what it is we've just been kind of conditioned to feel that way, right? When you can see the goal, you're like, oh no, it's going to happen again, isn't it? That's how I feel, at least, anyway.
Not to burst the bubble on what was a fantastic game and a great performance.
Yeah,
it must have been massive for Xhaka to be out to the boys, knowing that he basically is the conductor in that Sunderland team, isn't he?
He really is. Yeah. There's nothing we can do about that. You play. Honestly, we've had a lot of key injuries at bad times and everything. I think Xhaka had a row with one of the crowd down there. See, one thing I noticed, because I ain't noticed much from where I've been sitting. I've been saying for many weeks that Nuno's like static, and the away manages all the action. When Bowen got hacked down late in that game, Nuno almost ran on the pitch. He was animated as hell, right? And then we saw this guy turn up.
Corner out, Kilman ready to come on.
Mr. Angry, Paco, what's his name? Jemez or something, which he's a new coach. What's his name?
Jemez.
Jemez, yeah, he's Spanish, of course, or he's Portuguese. But anyway, no, Spanish. He's from Gran Canaria. Brought up on a diet of full English breakfasts, karaoke, and God knows what else, right? So he's basically English, yeah. I might actually, when I go to Lanzarote in a few weeks' time, I might go on a pilgrimage. Like people go to Mecca, I might go on a pilgrimage to Gran Canaria just to trace his place of birth, and leave something, something meaningful. It's just it's a nice thing to do, isn't it? Nice thing to do. But yeah, The interesting thing that I found, I know you've got a lot to say about this, Pete, because you were the one that actually drew our attention to it the other week and got largely ignored, right? Turns out you were absolutely right. Don't think we ignored you, but quite a few people in the audience did, didn't they? Now, what he said was, well, about his football style and what the way he thinks about football, he's anti-Nuno. Basically, he is the anti-Nuno. So to me, that's healthy because you've got Nuno doing Nuno, and then you've got anti-Nuno as his assistant. One of his quotes was, "I'd rather lose a game 4-3 than win 1-0 and be bored." It's like, that sounds like a West Ham fan, doesn't it?
He sounds like he's off his rocker. That's for sure.
That's what we need, though. We need someone like that on the bench, right? Someone who's a bit animated, a bit theatrical, someone that also is going to question. I'm assuming that he was questioning Nuno's substitution of Kilman. I mean, I don't know. It just seems to be, right in that moment when we were putting Kilman on. But I think it's needed. And he don't look like he takes any shit, does he, that fella? He doesn't. So I never even knew that until I saw that video. I think someone sent it around in one of our chats today, and I saw it, and I thought it was fantastic, mate. But just going back slightly, because where you sit, Gal, you mentioned about Granit Xhaka.
About 7 rows behind the away manager. So that happened. Xhaka he's like about 10 seats away, 11 seats away from me. He was arguing with one of the staff on the other side of the tunnel.
One of the staff, because I thought it looked like he was arguing one of the fans, one of the West Ham fans behind him.
It was one of the staff members from West Ham. I can't remember the position, I was told yesterday, but that it kind of broke out and it went on for quite a while. People were standing up and trying to have a look, which is unusual for my area.
I thought it was you getting involved, Gal. I was like, yes.
It was me. I can't
Killington's getting stuck in over there. Look at him. He's having it. Yeah, that's what I thought, mate. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed it wasn't.
Empty, Gary? Was your wine glass empty and you were outraged that nobody refilled it?
That's exactly what it was. The butler was late and I was losing my shit.
His seat wasn't comfortable enough, Pete. The padding's gone on it, so he was moaning up about that.
Yeah. So, pleasant day, lovely pleasant day. Let's talk about the game a little bit because, why not? That kind of result don't happen very often, does it? So it's been a while. So look, very sort of even possession in this game. Right, 47% to us. We still had less possession than Sunderland, which is kind of where we want to be, I guess. One thing that really stood out for me is the passes. We've been having a lot of passes lately, a lot of short, meaningless passes, been really high accuracy. But you see in this game, it looks like we haven't really. We've been playing a more direct game, haven't we? Getting the ball out to the wingers and running at them.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that is the fact that we've got two men up front now. It enables us to be a bit more. Well, of course, we're going to be more of a threat further forward, but we've never had that outlet up front, have we? We typically play one little man up front or one isolated striker on his own. But the combination of Taty and Pablo, I think, works quite well. I'm sure we'll come on to their performances later, but I think it does help us. So this possession thing. I mean, typically we'd have higher possession than that. Yeah, quite frequently, most of the times, most of the games of the season. But it's literally playing backwards and sideways in our third of the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Between midfield and defence. So I think now we are actually posing a bit more of a cutting edge up front, which I think is kind of evident in the fact that we actually managed to score 3 goals yesterday, and we are scoring goals now. So yeah. We controlled it though, Gal. I mean, all of the stats you can look at in the world, but we controlled it, and I think our midfield was fantastic. Yes, I mean, honestly, from back to front, I thought we were excellent yesterday. Well, I can't fault the players at all.
I know. By the way, people in the chat, we're not ignoring you. We'll come around and read some of your comments. Chris is starring them. So once we finish talking about the game, we'll come to some of the favourite comments.
Yeah, some good comments as well.
Yeah, I'm doing my tax return today. I can't be on here all night. So the first.
We've got our quarterback, haven't we, in Fernandez now? We've got that player that comes and picks the ball up off the defence and can spray it all over the park. And it's so refreshing to see.
His stats yesterday were outstanding, right? I mean, look at this. I mean, it's like, that is kind of Declan Rice type levels, isn't it?
Mm.
He was brilliant. I honestly, outstanding. And I think that's a fair word to use, because he was controlling and dictating play, mate. He was absolutely excellent. And also having that end product as well. I mean, who knew that he could shoot like that? I certainly didn't. I've got to be honest with you.
He did it twice. I know.
Yeah. I missed the second one. I think we missed the second one, didn't we? But I mean, the way he hit that ball, yeah, he seems to have it all. He seems to have it all, this kid, right? And he's not the biggest player in the world, but he gets stuck in. He's got that element of aggression with him as well. He's a great passer of the ball. He can spot a pass. You know, he can read the game very well. I love the way that he moves with the ball. I honestly, 21 years old, he has so much potential. So much.
For me, he's what I've wanted Paquetá to do for so long.
Yeah.
What he should be doing. I mean, for that second goal that he scores, the wonder strike that he scores, he's the one that plays the ball from our box to Somerville and then gets himself on the edge of the box to then smash it in from 25 yards. Incredible.
Yeah.
That was one hell of a take. I mean, I did say the other night, Chris, and it wasn't actually my observation, but I know you poo-pooed it about the wingers would get in on the get behind the fullbacks, but that was on the basis, I think we both discussed it, that the job that the two front players do is literally to take defenders away from, to free up those areas, give them some space to run into. Because I think Pablo is an enigma, but he's probably going around, pinching defenders and doing all the dirty stuff, right? Just trying to distract them. He's definitely using up a player, though. They're not letting him roam, and the same with Taty, right? You don't let Taty roam. He knows where the goal is. So you got that threat, but when you're not completely focused, you remember last season, how frustrating was it that our only outlet was at times Kudus, and teams would just flood Kudus, and that was it. Game over.
Yeah. And this season it's been Bowen, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Now
they've got both sides.
Well, I think one thing,
two guys in the middle. Yeah.
One thing that I think also is a noticeable difference is the work rate of the players. Particularly over the last two games. Spurs and obviously Sunderland yesterday. I've not seen that kind of level of work rate from them. I haven't. No. And again, when we speak about Taty and also Pablo, I know there's a lot of people, probably myself included as well, to some degree, think that maybe Pablo isn't technically the most gifted player in the world. Sometimes his control isn't the greatest, this, that, and the other, but he works his socks off. Works his socks off. So I think someone said it to me yesterday. When you look at some of the strikers that we've had over the years, if you look at someone like, I don't know, Haller or Scamacca, technically better players, right? Better players. Work rate, work rate nowhere near. So what do you take? I mean, I'd rather have work rate over talent. I would, particularly in the situation that we're in right now. We don't need players that are just going to faff around and wait for the ball. We want players that are going to get stuck in and track back. And that's the one thing that Pablo does, because whenever he does lose that ball, he tracks back and tries to win it back. Doesn't always win it back, but his effort, real effort. Now, I would much rather have that. I know he doesn't appear to be yet the greatest striker, but give him a bit of a chance, right?
He's a youngster. He's 21 going on 22. He's only played in the Portuguese league. He's brave as a lion. He don't care. He nearly got knocked out at Spurs within about 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to get involved. And that's part of the role of a striker, right? I mean, it's the physical side of it. He can clearly finish because he's been doing that in Portugal. That stuff is going to come later. I mean, first of all, he's got to get used to how to play in this league. But for the moment, I'm more than happy because the team are playing so bloody well. Like it or not, those two guys have got something to do with it.
Yeah. Well, they have. I mean, like I said, I know that people are saying he's crap. I think someone in the chat is saying it at the moment. But like I say, you've got to take work rate, right? This is what we all demand from West Ham teams. We've said it so many times this season, where the one thing, the kind of prerequisite that you go into every single game is you expect that the players will give it 110% and leave it all out there on the pitch. But how many times could we have said that this season? Not many, if any. And now what we are seeing is we're seeing work rate. And like you just said, Gal, I'd much rather take work rate over a flair player that's doing soddle and losing the ball every 5 minutes, like someone like Paquetá. So I don't care. I don't care what people say about Pablo yet. He's serving a purpose. Put it that way. He's serving a purpose in a system that actually suits us quite well and is proving at the moment, and I know it's only kind of early days, is proving to be quite effective over the last 2-3 games.
Yeah, I said it the other night, and I hate repeating myself because I remember me saying it, right? But I said it about Kudus last season. I said it about Paquetá this season. We know how talented Paquetá is, but unless he's doing the Paquetá thing on the pitch, what's the point in having Paquetá in your team?
Yeah.
If anything, he's worse than Kudus because he does damage by giving the ball away in key spaces and diving all over the place, getting up your nose, right? So I appreciate him for what he did. if you look at the thumbnail, by the way, of the video, you'll notice where Jimmy is up on a jetpack way above the 6'5" defender. But in the background is Pablo. Look at his face. Check his face out. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Right? So clearly, that's what I'm saying. Him and Taty are in and around everything that's going on, right? And they'll be doing stuff like holding players back. They'll be doing that. You know, he brings players in a lot, I think, as well. He's not trying to do too much.
Well, they're occupying defenders, aren't they? They're occupying the defence, and it's giving them something to think about. When you play one up front, we're not doing that. We haven't done that for God knows how long. So I think we are a better team. We're again, it's early days, and we all know that Paqueta's a very talented player, if not one of the most talented players that we have at West Ham currently. But work rate says it all. And I think when you've got one up front and Paqueta potentially sitting in behind, it just doesn't work. You know, he's not right for us. And I think I'd much rather have these two than what we've had this season.
It's the high press as well, isn't it? It's the high press. It's when we're attacking, they're obviously taking players with them, so it frees up space for Jimmy and Bowen. But also when the teams try and play out from the back, when you've got one up front and he's just running between two centre backs, getting knackered, you've got those two youngsters with that amount of energy, and they're putting them under pressure. Yeah,
spot on. Yeah, like you say, it's occupying defences and it's freeing up space for the likes of Bowen or Somerville. You know, I know you mentioned about Sunderland potentially, you know, being, I don't know, not necessarily weak, but that could be an area that we could exploit is down the flanks, right? And you were right, but it's funny because I think Somerville had a bit of a field day against Mukiele yesterday, and I was surprised by that because he's been probably one of their best players this season. You know, he is a good player, but I mean, Somerville was on fire, and I suppose this is the difference between the Somerville we've seen, you know, pretty much for most of this season, is that end product. Now he's producing, you know, he's producing assists, he's scoring goals, he's doing this, and long may it continue because we need that.
Can you imagine trying to defend against Somerville?
No, it'd be a nightmare, mate.
It'd be horrible, wouldn't it?
That's why I think if you look at the Spurs game, they realised that quickly, and that's why they were jumping in and they were all getting bookings because they knew if he got that ball and turned, they couldn't get near him, so they were jumping in and taking him out before the ball even got to him.
It's another thing he's good at though, because he's clearly been hacked down all his life. He knows how to get out of the way. Right, he does that pretty regularly, doesn't he? And what did that do to the league? It closed temporarily. It closed the gap to 2 points. But Forest went and fucking won. Thanks, Brentford. I'm not even going to worry about the other teams and how they get on because natural order will. If we keep winning, drawing, we're going to lose a few. But if we carry on winning and drawing majority of the games, we won't go down, irrespective of what the other teams do, because you know that's the way leagues work. To me, at the moment, it looks like Palace. They might win the FA Cup and get relegated. I mean, they are absolutely self-destructing at the moment. Leeds are not looking great. 25 points, only 5 points ahead of us. Bournemouth dropping like a stone. I mean, Spurs is the wet dream, right? But that's never going to happen, is it? Those sort of dreams never come true.
Gary, right? You mentioned that. I mean, I was having this conversation at the pub yesterday, and I'm just looking at Spurs fixtures at the moment, right? So, their upcoming fixtures, they have got a torrid run of fixtures coming up. I mean, so they've got Man City next week, okay, and they've also got Eintracht midweek, so that never helps. You've got European games, you've got the Prem games at the weekend. They've got Man City at home next Sunday. I don't really expect them to take much out of that. Then they've got Man United away, and Man United are doing very well at the moment. You could see that from the result that they got today as well. Then they've got Newcastle at home. Then they've got Arsenal at home. I mean, seriously, that is like 1, 2, 3, 4 games. That is awful. Terrible. So if you think about it, how many points do you really I mean, I don't know Spurs team well enough, right? But I mean, based on the form that they're in, based on the manager, the disarray, and you know, amongst the fan base, a lot similar to ours to some extent, although they're a bit more entitled than us. That is a very, very tough run of games. And then they've got Fulham away, Palace, Liverpool. I mean, but just focus on the next 4 to 5 games. That is a very, very tough run of games. If they lose those and we start picking up points, and the teams around us start picking up points, they will be dragged right into this mess.
100%. The other team that have got this is the reason why I mentioned Palace is because they're the other team who've got a bit of a mare coming up. You know, they're not in a good state either. And when you look at what they've got, you know, Forest away, Brighton away, they got Burnley at home. All right, fair enough. Then they got Europe. Of all the fucking trouble they've got Europe in the middle of it all. If they lose to a team they're not supposed to lose to, that's going to put them on a downer. Wolves at home, Man United. Is this? And
So
then
you're talking about teams that are in and around the relegation zone that are going to be scrapping for points, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. You know, the Burnleys, the Wolves, teams like that. So
exactly.
and obviously Forest as well. So
There's no easy games this time of year, especially when you're fighting your rivals down the bottom there, is what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I said on the show a few weeks ago, Gary, that when you've got, we know it from Moyes and Allardyce, when your manager is not signing to stay on, what incentive is there for the players to perform under him? And now you've got Mateta handing in transfer requests. It is literally, it's imploding.
Yeah. They're in a real mess. They're in a real mess. I'm going to make a bold prediction here, right? When you look at that league table at the moment, I haven't got it in front of me, and I know there is obviously a gap. Is it like 7 points, perhaps?
Well,
I think
it's
7.
Hang on.
Hold
on. Bloody hell. What have I done? Premier League. There we go. Oh no, Chris, what you done to it? It's back. Oh well, I'll bring it up after.
No, don't worry about it. But yeah, look, I mean, I think they're like 7 points ahead of us, something like that. Spurs and Palace. I think they're roughly on the same amount of points. I've got a real feeling that one of those two are going to be in real danger, like real danger. And I do genuinely believe that the bottom three is going to change. I do. I'm not saying that we're safe or anything like that, because we've still got one hell of a battle, ahead of ourselves, right? But I do feel that Spurs or Palace in particular, could find themselves in a real mess, because you know what it's like. It's funny, right? I don't know about you guys, but I watched the Brentford Forest game today, just because I wanted to see what both teams were playing like at the moment. And I got to say, they look very, very poor. Both teams look really, really poor. And it's sometimes frustrating, because you see how we played yesterday, and then you see Brentford and you see Forest playing like that, and you think they ain't much better than us. Like, honestly, it's mad.
Really close.
It's very close. And I do think there's going to be a bit of a surprise there. They're not that far away. Look, I would say, okay, 20, is that 28 points?
8 points away. But bear in mind, you remember when you woke up last Saturday morning, we had 14 points.
Yeah. It can change, mate. It can change.
Yeah.
3 games time, it can change massively. I mean, it really can.
Didn't he say on one of your shows a few weeks ago that Nuno, when he was at Forest, it wasn't going particularly well last season, and then in January, didn't he win 6 games in a row starting in January?
Yes, he did. Yep. And hopefully, getting a member of staff in, as you rightly said, and we really should have paid more attention to that, Pete. It's really helped him. It's really helped him, because he's got someone he can lean on now, and someone who's not afraid to push back. And that's what you saw from that bench yesterday. It reminded me of like the Stuart Pearce effect, where you've got one person who ain't afraid to say what he thinks, and it makes the others wake up. Because if you've seen the bench against Wolves, they're all sitting there with their arms folded, afraid to say anything to the boss, right?
To talk about Potts and the ones that were promoted, if they've not been in that assistant manager level, they don't know whether they should be questioning the manager, whether they're going to get fired if they question his methods and stuff. But this guy's come in; he's got a huge amount of experience. I think he was Rayo Vallecano manager when they finished like 8th in La Liga. I know,
it's like their best ever. It's like their best ever finish.
Yeah, it's their highest ever finish. And I think the strangest thing is that we got him from FC Ibiza, which sounds like one of the greatest gigs you could possibly have in football.
Yeah.
FC Ibiza.
Yeah. What was that place we played? What was that? Ayia Napa. We played a team in Ayia Napa, didn't we?
Larnaca,
when we were in the Europa.
We played Larnaca.
That's it, Larnaca.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
He's got somebody to delegate to. He's got somebody he trusts now. So
Some people are saying, Spurs won't get dragged into this. Thomas Frank will be sacked by them. But also look at a few of the other factors that I'm taking into consideration here. We're coming very close now to the end of the transfer window. Spurs have injuries. So Kudus is out for a number of months. Richarlison is out. I don't think that they have the team that perhaps is going to do as well as they hope they'll do, if that makes sense. I think Spurs are in trouble. I do. And let's not forget they finished one place from relegation last season. It's not like,
but what they'll do is they will fire the manager and bring another one in and bring in another expensive manager as well. So the odds of that going wrong as well, I think, is pretty remote, which is what I'm saying.
I think I might go for McKenna from Ipswich. He's an ex-Tottenham player. I think I can see that maybe happening. They've won, I think it's something like five games in 25 at home. I mean, they've got a similar issue to us. But since that stadium's been changed, they are struggling in that stadium.
It's a choker, isn't it? I'm filling up here. I'm filling up.
honestly, there's people in here saying they think, how funny would it be if Spurs got relegated and we stayed up? It would be. Imagine Spurs get relegated, West Ham stay up, and Arsenal win the league. It's the worst combination for them, isn't it? It really is.
Well, there are two massive stories here: either FA Cup winners to Championship or Champions League to Championship in 1 year.
I know. But you know what? At the end of the day, I don't really care about the other teams. I don't. All I care about is whether we're going to stay up or not. And I think
100%.
Based on yesterday, I think the signs are looking pretty good. I'm actually, believe it or not, this is very rare for me, as you know. I'm pretty confident going into the Chelsea game. I can't wait to go to Stamford Bridge next week. Cannot wait. Really looking forward to that game. I know it's not going to be easy. I know it's going to be tough, and the odds are stacked against us. But did we expect to beat Spurs? Did we?
No, we're good away. We're good away from home, right? We've got a chance. Better chance than we had.
This will be a really interesting game for us, I feel, because there's so many seasons that I've seen where we've started winning games and we should be going. Teams should be worried about the way we're playing, and then we bend over and change our lineup and go five at the back.
Yes.
He's stumbled across this and it's working and it's causing problems. Please don't change Nuno.
Oh,
go out there and play the game that we've been playing. That's what I just want him to do. That.
Just imagine the conversation with Paco if he says he's going to go defensive and try to keep it at 0-0 for 45 minutes.
Yeah,
that ain't going to go well, is it?
No, you bang on there though as well, Pete. I think we absolutely have to kind of not only keep the winning team, but the winning kind of tactics as such, right? Not going still the winning formation, right? Because we can't be going five at the back. We can't. It just doesn't work for us with the players that we have and the personnel. It doesn't work.
Exactly. Since Leeds stumbled across it, they've just been going into games with no fear, trying to win.
Yeah, they have. They're attacking teams, aren't they? And I think it makes a big difference. Like I said before, two up front, we've never done that. I mean, okay, you say two up front, it's maybe 1-1 or whatever, one slightly behind. But that's still another player more up front than we had before.
It's a version of a 4-4-2, which is quite a conventional system, it means that the likes of Souček, for instance, ain't going to be really confused about what his role is. He probably grew up with that, right? And it's probably why he looks quite effective. Doesn't he? I mean, I know he's got effectively the new Declan Rice next to him, but he's doing a good job, Tommy, isn't he?
I think he's doing a great job. And I said it the other day because I think, we've all kind of had our frustrations with him at times because technically we know he's not the greatest. Sometimes his passing is a bit woeful and everything else. But you cannot dismiss what he's actually brought to West Ham. The goals, the contributions. And it's not just that, it's also his leadership. I think he's probably one of only very few players within our team that actually has natural leadership qualities as well. And he brings that. And we need that. So I think he has been very good, and maybe this system is suiting his style a little bit more rather than that kind of weird double pivot where he's sitting slightly deeper. Or when he's playing as a false nine. I mean, he's played in so many different positions for us, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he has. But I think at the moment, him and Fernandes seem to be working very well together, and I personally wouldn't change that. You've got to stick with that. You have to stick with that.
Yeah. The team is pulling together. There was one. Do you remember when Sadibo got carried away yesterday and went on a run up front and tried to play a 1-2 with Somerville and went surging into the opposition box? Well, just by default, Tommy just fell into his position, right? This is what the team are doing. They're covering for each other. It looks like they've got each other's backs now. Didn't a while ago, did it?
No. One of the best things that I thought from yesterday, I don't know whether you've had a chance to watch Match of the Day, how refreshing it was to hear an opposing manager when he was interviewed afterwards say they were better than us.
Oh, was he honest? I haven't watched it. I'll have to watch it now.
They were better than us. They played much better than us. It's so, because normally it's, they play long balls, they're too physical, we just didn't turn up. He just said they were better than us.
Yeah. I must admit, the Sunderland guy next to me was a really nice guy. He said, if you win, I'm not really too upset because I'd like to see you stay up, really. So it's like, that's really nice, yeah. And then that's when he said, when they scored once, he said, don't worry, we only ever score once.
I just want to bring up this comment here, guys, right? Yeah. So, negative one, right? Divs. I love these comments. Divs praising Paco when he's only been here a week. More likely to be the new signings or the omission of Paqueta, right? Now, let me just kind of address that really quickly. Divs, right? So, first off, how can you basically say it could be due to the new signings? It could well be. It could be due to the omission of Paqueta. But why are we completely dismissing what Paco may have brought in a week? I mean, the one and also what we were referring to specifically was the video that you just showed where he is literally having quite a heated conversation with Nuno, which is exactly what we need. We need passionate people on that bench that want to do well for West Ham, right? And so I don't really understand that comment. You can praise the guy. We've lacked that. We've not had that since Stuart Pearce. We've not had any of that, right? We've not had a number two that is willing to go toe to toe with the manager to question their tactics or their decisions. So on that basis alone, maybe we are fucking divs, Gal, because we're praising a geezer.
Well, no, we're not divs. We're not divs, and I think we're pretty much aligned with everyone else in the chat. There's only one div. So anyway, go for it. Take us through some more comments, Pete. I think we all agree it was a wonderful date, and Fernandes is the second coming. So we'll do the player ratings after. Yeah.
Let me go through some of the comments here, guys, right? Because I'm just going to go on forever. Evening, Jonathan. Do you think our number 2 assistant manager could be our number 1? That's perfectly led on from the last comment, isn't it?
Maybe. But I love the yin and yang, right? I love having the Nuno defensive mindset and the anti-Nuno attacking mindset. If they can complement each other, some of the best management teams have been teams rather than manager.
Yeah, and again, I'm not really thinking about that at the moment. I mean, I'm just glad that he's here, and hopefully he'll do a good job for us. And
he's a nutter.
You know what we say every week, Al. We just focus, at the game, the next game, the next game, the next game, and maybe at the end of the season we start thinking about things like this. But right now, it doesn't even enter into my brain. But I get it. Yeah,
let's get it in. He's had an effect on the dressing room for sure. Nuno was probably a little bit downbeat, not having someone to lean on for sure, and Nuno, nonetheless, picked the team, picked the tactics, did the substitutes and everything else. He got everything right. So I'm not going to start slagging off Nuno. If anything, I'm supporting Nuno more and more week on week at the moment. Not just because we're winning. It's just because things are starting to look like it's starting to look like a real team now, and I like that. I'm starting to be able to relate to them again.
I think I get what you're saying, and I agree. But I also think that the Chelsea game is quite significant for me because even if we don't win that game, I want to see a proper team performance. I want to see the effort. I want to see consistency in terms of the levels of performance we've been putting in. I can accept losing, of course I can. I'm a West Ham fan, but it's all about the effort. So if we slip off and we play 5 at the back and we go revert to type, Pete, where we've just basically been sitting back and defending, playing low block for 90 minutes, then I won't be happy. So I just want to basically see a consistency with what we're doing at the moment moving forward. That's all I want. I'm just going to move on with these comments here. Thank you, Perez. Very good evening to you. From 99 Super Chat. It's very nice of you. I know you met, didn't you? At the
met Perez over at the March.
Yeah.
Nice lovely guy.
Yeah, no, some really nice people that we met at the March. So 6 wins likely saves us. Teams faltering. Yeah, I mean, could be. I don't know.
18 points, 38 points. I think we just
on the group chat earlier, Gary. We were saying that I think this is a season you're going to need more than 40 points.
Potentially. There is the fact that we're playing Leeds on the last day of the season, right? If they're one of the teams that are in it, I prefer to take a positive approach and sort of think we've got 15 games left. No one's going to go on a 7-game winning streak. If you divide those games in half, 7-8 games, right? Nobody's going to win all of those games.
Apart from us, of course.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
But we've got some very, very winnable games coming up. And I think we could get to that point of 6 wins pretty early if it don't all come off the rails and if we don't get a load of injuries.
Maybe.
We've stumbled on something here. It's genuinely good. But the thing is, it's dependent upon Jimmy staying fit, upon Mavropanos and Tadibo staying fit. Well, all of that team we saw yesterday staying fit, right? That's what it's dependent on.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of with Pete on this as well, actually. I've been looking at the league table and the points, and I just think that you might well be right. I'm kind of looking closer to 40 that's going to save you from relegation this season. Yes. And it's so damn typical. I mean, obviously, when you take into consideration the last time we went down, well, not the last time, but when we did go down on 42 points, highest points total ever, I just hope it's not another one like that because, I mean, 42 points in some cases has been a great season. It's been a good season for us, hasn't it?
It does depend, though. It does depend because the likes of Palace, they are actually just dropping like a stone. If Glasner's checked out, they've lost some of their best players, their confidence shot to pieces, they could literally just slide down the league. Yeah, so could Bournemouth, right? So, and that's what I hope for. But I don't really care which one it is. There's nothing against Palace, but I hope one of them does.
Yeah, no, I agree. Right, moving on. Okay, so Riley Ranson Bands. That's such a good name. I think we had this one the other day, didn't we? Evening, chaps. New to the channel recently. Got to say, great content, lads. Do we think anyone else is going to get drawn into this? And do we want Forest to now beat Palace? That's a good question. I think we've kind of addressed some of those points already.
I don't know. I don't know who I want to win out of that. That's a difficult one. You're giving us
when they play those games, you sometimes want just a draw out of it, don't you?
Yeah. Like even today's game, not today's game. Sorry, yesterday's game when Spurs were playing Burnley. I was thinking, well, maybe we'll take a draw. I don't know. Maybe a draw's a better result. I don't know. But going back to the other point around, do we think anyone else is going to get drawn into this? Well, I think we've kind of already discussed that. And I think, yes, there will be. Palace, possibly Spurs, I think will as well. Whereas the funny thing is, 2 weeks ago, we were probably saying it's just between ourselves and Forest that will go down. But you can see how things change in the course of 2 weeks. A couple of games, a couple of wins, and suddenly it all spins around again, you know? So, I don't really know if I want Forest to beat Palace yet. I don't know. And like you said, Gail, I think we just need to focus on our own games. Yeah, that's all we can do is try and win our own games.
That's all that's within your control, isn't it? You can't affect anything outside of that. I mean, if you look at the results that have happened, you know, hilarious that Arsenal have lost at home to Man United. It's bloody priceless. Forest, Palace, that's gone our way. Newcastle, that doesn't really matter. Bournemouth, well, they've beat Liverpool, so again, that's just are they really on the slide or are they not? I don't know. Or are Liverpool a bit crap? Burnley drew with Tottenham. That's two bad sides with each other. Brighton are not doing too well, Wolves lost again, as you'd expect. The mighty West Ham one. But yeah, there are so many teams to be involved. What we need to do is just close that gap. So as it's down to that's got to be the first target. It ain't really setting a target of six wins. It's just shutting the gap so that we're on par with one of these teams, because we're just at the moment we close the gap, it opens again. Yeah.
So I think that kind of answers one of those questions. That two-part question from the previous comment is: do we want Forest to now beat Palace? Well, I probably don't. I'd rather Palace beat Forest in weird. I mean, just to close that gap. I don't know, but either way, I don't want either of those teams winning or taking 3 points. Right?
Yeah.
Pitch on. What does that say? Pitch one or other. Okay.
Pitch one or other. Yeah.
Pitch one or other. Honestly, I'm blind as a bat at the moment. Just over a week ago, we were 8 points behind one team. Now we're 8 points behind a pack of teams.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, same. I mean,
good point.
We have discussed this. Kind of pretty much most of the evening. So we didn't employ. I'm talking about Paco. I think he's referring to Paco. We didn't employ him at the same time we employed Nuno. He might not be in this relegation fight now. That's a very valid point, possibly.
I don't know how we got him, no. I don't know how we got him. I know that his backroom team, you were saying, Pete, was kind of contracted to Forest, so they stayed there. I don't know whether he was employed and then unemployed. I don't know. What happened?
I'm trying to find the tie that gets him to Nuno, to be honest.
He used to play with him at Real Vallecano. He was in the same team.
Okay, so I know that obviously he started to build this team together, isn't he? Because he got his goalkeeper coach in December, which was the first part of his team, and now he's got this guy in January. So he's slowly starting to build it, which is good. But yeah, as that comment says, if he'd have had his own team from when he was recruited, it might have been a very different story.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to know the story behind it. I'd like to think it's not just financial restrictions that made it happen, but who knows? I'm not going to second guess that silly thing. But the fact is, it's coming at the right time, just before it was too bloody late to do anything about it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of financial restrictions, leads me on to this comment here. Pac-Man won't be sold till the end of the window, so we can't spend the money. They will blame him.
True.
But we didn't spend nothing this window. Sully doesn't believe in us to stay up, says it all.
He's definitely going. The deal's already done. He'll be announced either on the last day of the window or even in the following week, because Brazil window's open for another month. Traore will land very soon for 3, 4, 5 million, whatever they can negotiate it down to. I don't mind having Traore on the bench as long as his weekly wages are not too much, because we don't want to get into one of those situations again where the wage bill's getting enormous.
Well, we definitely don't. I mean, I'd rather we have players that are going to go straight into our first team. I mean, we've had a couple obviously with Taty and Pablo, but I don't know. I mean, the Traore one,
would they? They wouldn't go straight into the first team at the moment, because we've got a very, very good first team.
As
I don't know who you're going to drop.
Yeah, as it stands, I would agree with you. Yeah, I would agree with you, but I do think that we need to be getting a centre back. I'd also, honestly, and I know we probably won't, I'm sure we won't because we already signed 2, but I would actually mind seeing us sign another striker to have 4, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I do think we need a winger. I do think we need a winger as well.
Break a minute. I need to respond to a question here. So, where are you gone? Why are these comments moving so fast? Too fast for me. I'm getting up, for God's sake. I think it was John, someone, if you can find it, Chris. It was about had the protest go yesterday. I think it went really, really well. I think it was the first, I mean, the red cards went up couple of minutes after the opening goal, which is perfect because it means the protest didn't affect the game. This went up after the second goal, and then to the left of that in the Bobby Moore lower at the back, another one identical to this went up after the third goal. So the perfect time. you don't want to do it. To my mind, you don't want to. If you protest when things are just miserable, then it kind of defeats the object. It looks like sour grapes, Let me just show you a quick video of the late walk-in. You've already seen a clip of it on Chris's vlog, but I'll just show you roughly what it was like. And again, this was the first try at a walk-in, and bear in mind how many people were openly against it. Right? Yeah, so in summary, it was a pretty good effort for a first go, especially when there was so much, so many people against it. But at the same time, it happened. It was the first time. Next time we do it, whenever that is, we'll get more traction. Just like the red cards to start with, there was like little pockets of red cards to start with, all around the ground. This game was the very first time I've gone out giving out cards and people are just taking them without asking what they're for. And secondly, there was mass saturation across the Bobby Moore lower, which I absolutely love to see. I just wish I weren't holding my own card up, which means I didn't photograph it. Next time, I'll take my card down and take a photo of it.
Well, you got two hands, Gal, so I'm not having that as an excuse.
Sometimes I forget I've got a YouTube show the following day and I could use stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mate, I do it. I'm vlogging and I'm holding cards. I'm doing a lot, mate. So you need to ask her, Chris. You need. My wife would disagree with that, but you need to get with the program, mate, and start recording because you're in a prime position to actually see the Bobby Moore lower and the cards there. And I can't. But I'll tell you, you look at that video. I think that was Martyn's video, wasn't it? I had another video as well, and I saw it from a slightly different angle. There were a lot of people. I don't know. I can't estimate how many people there were, but you also got to take into consideration the amount of people in the BML that were also already at their seats holding their cards up. So it was good. And the one thing I also liked about it, just addressing that question or point that the comment that you were reading, I don't know which one it is because I can't find it. But the timing was perfect because Somerville scoring in like the 13th straight 14th minute, and then we're protesting. It's almost to say that it does not matter that we may well be winning this game and we started well. What really matters is the future of this club. This does not, do you know what I mean? This is nothing, right? We're not going to stop regardless. And I think that's the clear message.
This is true as well. Lots and lots of empty seats in the main stand, the upper tiers. Honestly, it's every game. It's every game. But obviously, there was a decent atmosphere in there yesterday. What have we always said about that ground? In order to create a decent atmosphere, you need a decent product on the pitch.
Yeah.
No, and how long since we've had a decent product? I mean, people were genuinely excited by what they saw yesterday, weren't they?
It's still a work in progress, mate. I'm not going to get overly excited. I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy. But look, let's have this conversation at the end of the season when we can see where we are and where we're going. But looking at one of the other comments as well, Spurs. I got this one from Claire. Spurs fans think they are going to drop into relegation battle.
I know.
Surely, if they're delusional fans,
they're really downbeat. Really downbeat. They said before the game, we are shit. I don't think you know how shit we are.
Yeah. Well, they do, and it's quite funny seeing Jamie O'Hara getting really upset and angry.
This was the guy that put the comment up, Johnski 5439. So great effort. Yeah, I agree. One thing I don't like to see is people who go on social media and go, like with the first red cards, go, it was a waste of time. No, just give credit to the people that put in their time and effort to bloody do it, right? Because there was lots of them. There was, hundreds of them. And, it's one of those things. It's a marathon, not a sprint. There was a lot of different things planned yesterday. There was the walk-in, there was the red cards, there was the banners. It was, all this takes careful planning and a lot of people and a lot of people's time.
Yeah, it's not easy to get those banners in, is it? Whoever done that, no idea. But apparently it's supposed to be very difficult. But you're absolutely spot on, mate. It was it's just growing and growing and growing, and this is not going to stop. It's not going to stop. And I love the fact that those signs yesterday in the Bobby Moore low were brilliant. They're really good. There was one geezer that really actually wound me. I don't know who he was, didn't speak to him, but when we were walking in holding the red cards, there was some, and I'm going to call him a prick because I do think he's a prick. Don't know who you are, but you might know who you are if you're watching this. But he turned around and he gave all the supporters, the fans walking in, to the stadium, to their seats, holding the red card, gave him a real dirty look, and he just went, fuck off, like as if, what you fuck off. You fuck off, mate. You know, you fuck off. You know, we're doing this for the future of the club. Now, look, if you don't like it, then just fucking don't. You don't have to just, do you know what I mean? As you rightly said, you don't have to start commenting on what we're doing here. Just fucking watch the game and support the team. You know, if you're such a great supporter, you want to get behind the team, then fucking focus on that and don't focus on us.
There was the banner that you didn't see there. That was up the back. One of the guys in the disabled section got the up with it because it got in his way. It was like Alf Garnett getting out of his wheelchair just to celebrate a goal.
I was next to it. He was screwing it all up, and he was just like, he was getting well angry about it. He was. You know what? In fairness, maybe he had a point.
Minute though, you know what I mean?
No. It was when it was taken down. When it was taken down, it was all being kind of like screwed up, basically, into a humongous ball. And I think it was next to his seat, to be honest with you. So he was a bit pissed that it was next to him. That's what it was about.
Fair enough.
Right. That's what it was about. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's it for my starred comments, Gal. To be honest with you, there's a lot of very good comments.
We'll play it by ear with the comments from this point on. Whatever comes in, if we find it attractive, we'll support up. So let's go ahead and do the player ratings and the manager ratings and the referee rating. Start with the referee. I thought it was very good. I know you're going to say that when you win. I didn't think there were any questionable decisions there yesterday. Did you? I think you got everything right.
Don't know. I must say, right. I look back on that. Well, I'll say the moment in the final minutes of the game where Fernandez had that shot.
That was a push by Souček on the keeper.
Precisely. Yeah. No, a push on Souček. A push on Souček to the keeper. Yeah, watch it back. So their defender, whoever he was, pushes Souček, and then Souček goes towards the keeper and looks like he's, basically obstructing or whacking the keeper one. But he wouldn't have done that if the Sunderland player and pushed Souček onto him. So in my eyes, that should not have been disallowed if it did indeed go over the line, as in like Souček's header, I think it was, when it would have bounced off his head. So I think that decision, talking about the referee, I think should have been looked at properly. I don't think it was. There were a few questionable things. There were a few that were frustrating me a little bit. But I'll tell you, Sunderland were a bit of a dirty team. Yeah, Sunderland were getting stuck in a bit, weren't they? I mean, they sent a few of our players flying yesterday.
They were.
Here's a question for you. Do you reckon that if that was Paquetá that was taken out and not Scholes, do you reckon the ref would have given a penalty?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
You reckon?
Oh, no. If it was Paquetá taken down, no, wouldn't have got a penalty. No.
No, he'd have thought he dived.
I think we've been penalised because of Paquetá over what. This is my own conspiracy theory, because I love a conspiracy theory, right? I think referees been getting revenge on Paquetá all season. I don't think he helped himself. Do you remember the time he almost deliberately got himself sent off? Yeah.
Do I remember? Yeah, I do very much remember.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, it's disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful. But yeah, no, he hasn't helped himself and he hasn't helped us, because when he does these dives and stuff, if he gets into a situation where we do actually deserve a penalty, referees are questioning him, and it's understandable because he is known to take a fall quite easily sometimes. But anyway, I'm done talking about him, Gal. He's done. He's dead.
The ref did bottle it with a second yellow card. I agree with that. I agree with that totally. So referee,
Timo Ronaldo.
Yeah, ignore my initial assessment of referee. I'm going to give him 2 out of 10. What are you going to give him?
No, we can't. Sorry, Gal. Remember your rules that you've always said.
I didn't rate him.
No, but you said he had a poor. You said a very good game,
Chris. I did have a debate.
You need. I'm not having this.
I predicted a win again, didn't I, Chris? So it was 2 in a row.
Shut up, Gal. You shut up. Right. I'm gonna give the referee probably. I'm not gonna give it a 2. I'll probably give him maybe like a 4 or a 5. I don't think it was horrendous, but there were a few questionable things. I'm not overly concerned because we did win it 3-1. We did win it 3-1, and had that been. But then, having said that, if that was if it was one of those goals where it could have counted between us winning or losing, then I would be fuming. Yes. I would be fuming. I'd probably be giving the referee 2. So I'm kind of, but he did all right for quite a decent spell of that game. I'm going to give him a 5. I think that's probably fair. A very average game.
Yeah. What I'll say is they were crap away. We were crap at home. So nobody had a real advantage there. The fact that we took that game to them and we were so bloody good. He had a lot to do. He had a lot of decisions to make, the referee. It was a very busy game. There was a lot of people flying all over the place. And I don't think, give him 5. That's fine.
But he didn't have to rely on VAR, which was a bonus as well.
No, let's turn. While we're doing the scoring, I'm going to put the thing up the side, because it's easier, isn't it? I'll make it bigger.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, do that. And I don't have to click through all the chat. Yeah. But they should have used VAR, though, Pete. They should have used that one on the, with the Souček incident, because I bumped into you, didn't I, Gal, at the end, because you come back over to where the real fans sit, over in the bottom or lower.
Yes.
So I'm only joking. But no, the proper supporters are. But yeah, no, because you missed it and I missed it because I went to the toilet and then I heard like everyone celebrating. I ran back and I see you there and you're like, "What's going on?" And I think Ross was like, "It was a goal." No, it's not a goal. Is it a goal? No, I knew because it looked like the referee gave it initially. I think he did, but then maybe he had it in his ear that he should be disallowed. I don't know exactly what happened.
That was shortly after. I mean, in the second half, do you remember that save by Areola? I didn't know whether that was a brilliant save or a mistake by Areola, but it was a brilliant save by Areola because there's no way that was a shot, was it? Right?
Oh, initially, from where I saw it from, it looked like he pushed it onto the crossbar himself and then saved it again after that. Yeah. And I was like, Jesus! But I've obviously watched it back, and it's a very good save. So, yeah. Sure. Yeah, well, look, let's talk about ratings, right? So, goalkeeper, perfect opportunity. So, Areola, what are you rating him, guys?
I thought he was. I thought he did really brilliantly well. If that had gone in, there's a lot of heat on that game.
He also did another good save when it was 0-0 at the start, which was a volley power. So I'd go 7.5.
I saw that from the big screen, Pete. That one, I saw that from the big screen. Yeah, I'd give him a 7 as well. I think, good game. A couple of good saves. Not loads of saves that he had to make. In fairness, he didn't. No. He wasn't really troubled, was he? There weren't a great deal of shots. They weren't peppering our goal or anything like that. Certainly not in the first half, and after that, it wasn't really much in the entire game. I'd give him I'd give him. I think
he's improved. I think he's improved since the goalkeeping coach arrived. I think he's much clearer on what his role is. I think under the last manager is a bit ambiguous, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've seen some improvement in him as well. I mean, look, Claire's been very kind tonight, giving him a 9. He was good. I'd say I'll give him. I'm close to an 8 now, actually, 7 or an 8. But he was good. What about Aaron Wan-Bissaka?
Not that effective going forward, but defensively, I thought he was very solid, which is what primarily I want him to do. I'd give him a 7.
I think he pressed quite far up, and he was linking up with Bowen quite well. I don't think anyone's going to get lower than a 7.5 for us, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, we could skim through this very quickly. So everyone gets a 7.5, apart from who? Apart from what?
Well, no, we haven't started talking about the stars yet, right? So,
which is what I'm moving on to.
I thought Skulls was bloody good.
Right. Yeah. Skulls was an 8 again. That's been the making of him. That Fulham clanger.
Yeah, he looks a cut above Diouf. I'm not saying it. He looks like a really mature defender. The way he reads the game, his timing's perfect. I mean, what he lacks in pace. Pete's gone into egg timer.
Yeah.
What he lacks in pace, he makes up for in now, doesn't he? And positioning.
Yeah, well, yeah, he does. I think
I'll give him an 8 all day long.
Yeah, I would. I thought he was excellent yesterday. I really do, and I thought it was a shame. Yeah. Well, I get why he came off. I mean, some people are saying, well, look, it's kind of natural that's going to happen because Malik Diouf is going to naturally be our left back. But I'll tell you something. I genuinely believe that Skulls is a better defensive fullback, right, than Diouf. I think Diouf is better going forward. Skulls is better defending. So, you'd always want to combine those two players and then almost make the perfect left back for West Ham in a weird kind of way.
You know what I'd do? I'd do what we did yesterday and let Skulls play most of the game because I don't believe in putting too much pressure on the kids. He's a kid as well, Malik Diouf, right? And what we started doing in drip feeding in Potsy and Magassa, it's kind of what should have happened originally anyway. Now we're actually doing it. So I like that because they'll be more effective when they come into the team. I would use Malik Diouf as a reserve left-sided winger just in case something happens to Jimmy.
Yeah, that's a good shout. He is a good shout. I think he's definitely. I mean, he hasn't really produced much, has he? Though, like in terms of decent crosses. I mean, at the beginning of the season, we were waxing lyrical about him, his ability to ping and across, but there's not been enough of that this season.
Yeah, they started putting 2 men on him. You remember when we played Arsenal and they put like 2 or 3 men on him to stop him getting the ball across? But not everybody did.
Yeah, but not in every game, though, Gal. Not in every game they haven't. So
he lost his confidence, though, Chris. That shortly after that Arsenal game, he'd done nothing in the Arsenal game, and then for the next 3 or 4 games, he did nothing again. It's like he'd had his flame put out.
It's not just the Arsenal. It's not even. It was even before the Arsenal game, Gal. He didn't have that product in terms of delivering in a cross, right? He did at the beginning of the season, then he went quiet. So I don't know. It's a funny one because I think Skulls absolutely doesn't deserve to be dropped. Against Chelsea, he doesn't. We should keep him in there.
Totally agree. Totally agree. He looks a class above at the moment. He looks a class above. Love him.
He does, but there's also that this kind of thought process for me as well. When I look at Malik Diouf just coming back from AFCON, winning that, his confidence must be sky high. So you always want to play players that are confident, that are in form. So I think probably we've got a good situation there. We've got two players that are probably in very good form that are basically battling and vying for that, number 3 position, basically. So, but no, I think Scholes, easy 8 for me. Easy 8 for me, yeah.
Easy, yeah. What about you, Pete?
Yeah, 8 for me, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about the centre-backs, guys. Let's talk about the centre-backs as well.
Yeah.
Mavropanos, let's move straight to your number one man, Gal.
This is the third game, maybe? No, the second game where he's been absolutely outstanding together with Todibo. I tried to find a fault with one of them for that Forest goal, and I come to the conclusion it was actually a really nice, swift move from not Forest, from Sunderland. It was a really nice, swift move. They got that ball in double quick. It was just a good goal. I mean, yes, they could have done better, but I'm not going to dig them out for that. So I'm going to give Mavropanos a 9. No,
9.
8.5.
Yeah. I don't know what you're saying, Pete.
I'd go 8.5 as well.
Yeah, I mean 9 seems a bit. I know it's only a 0.5, but I'm going to go with Pete and say 8.5 as well. I thought he was very, very good. I thought he had the edge over Todibo yesterday, actually, because not that I'm going to be too pedantic here, but I kind of felt that maybe Todibo was slightly at fault for that goal yesterday. Yeah. I thought he was, but aside from that, he was good.
If you're being picky, you're right. It was, So on that basis, you give Todibo an 8, right?
Yeah. He slightly had the edge, Dinos, but I thought both were very, very good yesterday. I thought our backline was very good. I do. Yeah. What about midfield? Let's talk about Thomas Souček. Let's talk about Thomas Souček first.
8.5 for me. I thought he was outstanding. He's the one that I don't know what. Fernandes has not looked as good in any other combination other than next to Souček. So I've got to give Souček credit for that.
Yeah, possibly that could be a factor. I mean, you're right. Actually, I think his form has certainly increased, hasn't it? It's got better since he's been playing in that kind of pairing with Souček. I just love the fact that Souček just never gives up and he just doesn't stop.
Dogs of war, isn't it? Dogs of war.
His work rate is right up there, and that's kind of all we expect. If they lack talent, then what we would expect is that they're just going to give it their all, sweat blood and tears to West Ham. And I think he does that. I really do. I'll give him an 8. And maybe even higher than that. I thought he was good yesterday. Yeah.
Pete?
Yeah, I'd give him 8.5. There's an interesting comment there that he covered 12 kilometres yesterday, more than any player on the pitch. So he's got an engine on him, the boy.
But that's not unheard of him. That's not unheard of for Souček because there's games where he's hitting 13 as well. He's always been a good runner.
He never stops either, does he? He never stops. He carries on and carries on. Who are we going to go for next? Should we go for right wing first for Jared Bowen?
Yeah, let's go Bowen.
I thought it was his best game for a long, long time. I thought he was outstanding for that game. I think the way he doubled, he kind of went past that defender twice and put the ball in. I mean, it didn't look perfect for Somerville, but Somerville made it look perfect, didn't he? The way he fucking latched onto it, and then the penalty. He was clearly nervous. He slipped a bit, but he got it right in the corner. But that's just the goal and the assist. The rest of his game was full bloody commitment, getting kicked all over the place. I'd have to give Bowen an 8.5 as well.
Yeah, I would say an 8.5 as I'd give him that as well. I thought he was very good, but I can't disagree with you slightly when you said about the cross because I think that was a brilliant cross. It took the whole defense out.
It was. For someone taller than Jimmy, it was absolutely brilliant. How the fuck he got up there, I don't know.
Exactly. But the way it just hung up in the air like that, and it gave him the opportunity to run on and hit it. And it was literally in between the defenders, so the defenders couldn't get back and defend it. So I thought it was a fantastic cross, a really, really good cross. Perfect cross. And I think also from his point of view, in terms of work rate, tracking back, helping out from a defensive point of view, getting the ball forward, holding onto the ball, drawing fouls. I thought he was excellent yesterday. So, do you know what? I'd definitely give him an 8.5. I'm almost close to saying give him a 9 because you're right. I thought that was probably one of his best performances for a very long time. And actually, led by example,
he did.
I feel like his confidence is
after the game. Did you hear him? He spoke confidently. Started to sound like a captain. You need wins to breed confidence in all of these players. They're a young set of players, right?
Yeah.
But he's a young captain as well. Really, he's not done it very long. I mean, he's a relatively young captain, inexperienced. Let's switch to the left-hand side before we treat ourselves to Fernandez. Let's go to the left-hand side. Jimmy Somerville. Crescencio.
Well, you can take this one first, Pete.
Well, yeah, if we're going 8.5 for Bowen, I'm going to go 9 for Jimmy. Because I just think he is the confidence man at the moment, and he can do no wrong.
You can't stop him. You can't stop him when he's running at you with those dancing feet. Fucking hell! You try and tackle him on one side. He's already gone the other side. It's a nightmare.
Also, when you watch his headed goal, I'm pretty sure Bowen does that beforehand and crosses it in. Yeah, and it's a similar looking cross, and Jimmy's towards the back post. And he obviously saw, right, that's where Bowen's putting it in the mixer. And then when it comes back out to Bowen and cross, that's when he makes that run to that same spot again. So he's obviously learning it as he goes as well. So, yeah, I'd go 9 for Somerville.
Do you reckon he was training on a step ladder in training? You know, he didn't actually do the jump until the live game. Well,
you get a few of those, don't you? I mean, Chicho Hernandez used to be good at that. Dennis Law was unbelievable at jumping. Sometimes the small guys, if they've got the pace to get in the box, incredible leap.
Someone said that his foot was at the level of Taty's head. That's above his own head. He's jumped higher than he is tall.
But he can't have been like, well, Taty's what, about 5'10", 5'11"? He can't have been that high. That's impossible.
No, his foot was level with his head.
He's Michael Jordan playing for us now.
Yeah,
that's he must have been ducking down or something then, because that's impossible.
Do you reckon there's a camera angle?
Well, there's no way the geezer's jumping 5'10" in the air. Seriously, that's ridiculous. He's got superpowers if he's doing that.
He was at least 6 foot above a 6 foot defender, Chris. I'm not exaggerating.
Bollocks! I want to see the evidence of this. There's no way. I'm not that fucking stupid, mate. There's no way any player could jump that high. I don't care what kind of runner, unless he's got a little mini trampoline that he brought with him. But there's no way. But I think it's probably the angle of the camera, or maybe Taty was, I don't know, ducking or whatever, but there's no way. No way.
People who are watching, look at the thumbnail. You decide.
All right. What are you drinking, gal? Wasn't that
happy
high?
Juice. That's what I was drinking, Gavin.
Lobster and Bollinger in the expensive seats, isn't it, Gary?
Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. That's what it was.
What was Claire said there? Yeah. He's 5'8", he jumped 6'4".
I'm not one to exaggerate, but you know.
You never exaggerate. I'll get carried away ever.
9 from me anyway. What are you giving him, Chris?
Yeah, for the very same reason. I thought he was excellent. You know, brilliant performance. I waxing lyrical about him right now. Great. Yeah, really good. I think
we've got to save the man of the match for what I deem was the first perfect performance of this season. So I'm going to do the bold thing. I'm going to give Fernandez a 10. Right? He ain't going to do that every week. But fuck me, he was good yesterday. You saw the stats earlier. That's like the birth of a new superstar. And we've been saying it for weeks. We fucking love watching him, right? Because he just looks like a player, doesn't he? And you don't realise what a player he is. He's got everything. We were likening him to Lanzini, but he's got the other side of his game, like the defensive side of his game in midfield. Not afraid to get stuck in. He can run, he can dribble, he can pass, and he can score goals from 30 yards, right? It just looks up, as a look. The crowd, to be fair, coached him there. They said, shoot. And
was that presumably that was down to you, because he heard you more than anyone else.
My voice specifically, he heard shoot.
Yeah,
and
you get the assist for that, then do you go?
Yeah, so I'm going to give him a 10. I'll be bold. They don't get 10s very often. So, Pete,
I'm going to go just 9.5, just because I think a 10 should be safe for a hat-trick hero.
Yeah, I don't know though. I don't know. He nearly scored again. Arguably should have. He was half inch out, you know.
How nice is it? Like 5-6 games ago, if you were asked who Hammer of the Year was, you'd be fucking struggling to come up with a name. And we got
Mavropanos now, isn't it? Mavropanos. Well, he's third place. Mavropanos in third place. Can you believe it? He's in third place with the polls, the current polling.
Well, he ain't going to get Hammer of the Year, Mavropanos, right? Let's get him right.
That, Chris. Imagine that.
I don't care. I'll be happy with anyone who gets a Hammer of the Year, but I don't think he will. I think Fernandez, going back to him, because we've already spoken about your favourite, your number one, your adopted Greek godson. No, so moving on to Fernandez, I thought, he was exceptional yesterday. I'm kind of with both of you here, because I want to give him a 10 because I thought it was the perfect performance, but I also with Pete, because I sometimes think that you're basically saying it's flawless and there's no room for improvement. And so I'm going to be real. This I'm going to do the first
game. In that game, there wasn't.
Yeah. Well, there's always room for improvement, Gal. I mean, he was fantastic. He was absolutely brilliant yesterday, and I called it out on the vlog. I thought he was brilliant. I do. I'm going to go in between you. I'm going to just specifically. I'm going to be doing. I'll leave a 9.75. Just
that's fair.
Still some slight room for improvement.
Leslie has found out how he got up so high. Taty was doing his shoelaces up, so he vaulted off him.
Yeah. No. Well, anyway, Fernandez. Yeah, for me, man of the match. I'm sure Gary, you said man of the match. Pete, man of the match for you as well.
Yeah, yes. Paul, don't turn me on, mate. I'll have to go and reach for the tissues in a minute. I have to go and reach for the tissues.
I don't want that. Why'd you say this shit?
I know.
We're nearly ending the show and you come up. Why'd you have to say that as well? It's just disgusting, honestly. You're vile, mate. You're vile.
Vile. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, God.
I know. Sorry, I lowered the tone, people. Sorry.
You do, mate. Absolute crash. Right, okay. Let's talk
about Taty. So let's talk about Taty first. Done. Go on. You go first. Chris. Go on.
Well, look, not his greatest game, but work rate, you can't fault him, right? He causes a problem. He occupies defenders combined with Pablo. So I'm going to give him probably more like a 7 or a 7.5. I can't give him any higher than that. I'd say a 7.5 if that's the lowest we're going to be rating players tonight.
I'm still bearing in mind these guys are new and have never played in this league, and they've come into a side that's in the relegation zone, and they've given it all they fucking can. So I'm going to give him a 7.5 because he doesn't stop working. He looks like a right fucking diva. When he got taken off, he weren't happy about being taken off. Barely acknowledged the claps of the crack. He kind of reluctantly clapped back, right? You can tell he's got a resting bitch face. Like
no. He was clapping when he was clapping towards me, mate. He was very happy with me and the section with the real fans in the popping were lower. But probably when he walked past the posh seats where you were sat, he was probably looking at these twats in their padded, comfortable seats and their pint and there's what? So he probably just cheers, mate. But no, I think 7.5. I think he's fair.
And Pablo, who again, I'm going to encourage the kid. I'm not going to demoralise a kid. People who say he's shit, how do you know? I mean, let him develop. He's a kid. What he's doing at the moment is what he's been told to do. He's doing a job, and that is you're seeing the effect of that job with Bowen and Somerville and Fernandez, arguably. So I'm going to give him a 7.5 as well. What do you reckon, Pete?
Well, using Chris's new scoring method, I'm going 7.75 because I think he was just a little bit better than Taty. I think he ran his absolute bollocks off.
He did. He really did.
I think you coined the phrase like a Labrador, didn't you?
Like an excited Labrador.
Yeah. He had that in abundance yesterday. So 7.75.
Look at this. As people know that Tate's got a 6.6 here now.
I love it. The scoring.
This 7.5 and 6.5. Oh, 1 minute. Hold up. There's also a 7.25 going on here. This is getting better. Yeah. This is brilliant. Sorry. I've kind of messed this up, haven't I, a little bit?
You've driven a cart and horses for our standards. We had established standards and you just ballsed it up. So let's talk about Nuno Espirito Santo in a nice way this time because he got the selection bang on, tactics bang on, substitutions bang on. I've got nothing to criticise the guy about. I'm going to give him a very, and I never would have dreamed of giving him this score before. I'm going to give him an 8.5. Maybe even a 9. 9. He deserves it. I've been slagging him recently.
Never. What do you reckon, Pete?
I'm going to go an 8 because I think he was going to do something crazy and Paco stepped in and stopped him from doing it. Yeah. So I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah, but he listened to Paco, so you've got to give him credit for listening to his assistant, right?
No, because Paco looked like he was going to knock him out if he didn't go with that. So I think he didn't have a choice.
For the record, I give Paco 9.01.
Yeah, Paco gets a 10. Paco gets a 10.
Yeah, there's no I in team, as we know, right? They're working together in harmony, in nutty harmony. He's a madman. You can see he's got mad eyes, that Paco. You're not going to say no to him, are you?
Yeah, I'm going to give Nuno an 8.
No pleasing you, Chris.
No, there is. I'm going to give him an 8. I think he got it right tactically. I think he got it right. But yeah, no, just an 8 for me.
The reason I'm marking him up is because this is a point that keeps getting raised. Since he arrived, Scholes has improved. Tadebo's improved. Mavropanos has improved. Fernandez has improved. Souček's improved. Bowen and Somerville have both improved. And this ain't just one game poll, is it? It's like the last 3 games. Or Somerville's been having for 4 games now, right? slowly but surely they're coming together. We never saw a player in Todibo with any kind of reliability, let alone flair, until Nuno started using him.
Yeah, but Nuno wasn't using him at the beginning, though, Gary.
No,
he wasn't using him.
He wasn't, because he was unfit.
Well, okay, but look, I mean, I don't think I'm not going to start praising him, Nuno, that much, because I can only. No, I can't.
I'd like to go back in time, Chris. I'd like to go back in time and be a fly on the wall in the dressing room as Nuno tries to put out that team that played Brentford and the other one that played Leeds.
Mm.
I think he'd spontaneously combust, judging by what he did yesterday.
Yeah, but like, this is a great comment. Yeah, all improved, but the bar was kind of low, Gary, and that's exactly my point. That's exactly my point.
It was against Spurs as well, but think back when the bar was also low. We end up losing or drawing. Right,
but
beat these teams.
Yeah, we do. But you know what? Sometimes you need a little bit of luck, and I think we've had a bit of luck recently. You can't deny that we've had a little bit of luck. I mean, getting last minute winners sometimes. You know, like the way we had against Spurs. I think, you know, even the penalty yesterday. Sometimes we wouldn't even get that penalty if it was Paqueta. We were saying about earlier on.
The Forest game stolen off us, right? We had the Brighton game stolen off us. We've had so much luck the other way that surely we deserved a little tiny bit, a little.
Yeah, no, well, we do. But like I say, that, and as the previous, you know, person that commented said, you know, the bar was low, and I think it was extremely low. So
yeah,
I'm not going to get overly excited. I'll give him an 8. Just no more than that.
What are you saying? This is not a general use time machine. This is only for a couple of weeks. But you know, if we're talking about a proper time machine, then obviously, yeah, I'll do that as well.
I thought we were going to invest into getting a DeLorean, Gal. I thought that was part of the channel's objectives moving forward.
I think we can do that. There's no problem at all.
Yeah,
no problem at all. Kilman, one sour note. Kilman came on and got booed. I hate that. Stop fucking booing him. You're just going to make him play worse if you do that. You're going to make him nervous every time he touches the ball. Not you lot in the audience. I know you'd never do that. You're beautiful people. But some people in the ground do. And I hate it.
Yeah, boo him after the game if he's had a bad game.
Don't boo him at all. He's a fucking football player who's got problems, right? He's nervous as it is. What do you want to make him more nervous for?
No. Like, I agree with you to some extent, right? I don't think you should boo players whilst they're on the pitch, right? No, absolutely not. I totally agree with you in that respect. But I think if they've had an absolute stinker, and in some cases, sometimes they do deserve to be booed, or they do deserve to have negative, you know, criticism thrown their way. I'm sorry, they're football players. They get paid to do a job. If they're not delivering, then they deserve it, but not during the game. Not during the game. I'm
against picking out individual players. That's me, right? I'm happy to boo a team off at half time if they've been diabolical. I've never done it, but I'm happy to do it for people to do it, and also at full time. I don't like picking out individuals because I think it just puts them off even more. They're already playing shit and they've got a bit of a problem and they're a bit nervy. They're going to, you know, they know everyone's looking at them, booing them. They're going to, every time the ball comes to them, they're going to be twice as nervous as they were before.
Yeah, like I said, during the game. Yeah, during the game. But also, I think you got to take the rough with the smooth, Gal. They get paid a handsome sum to do this job that we would all do for free, right? Yeah. So I think you got to take criticism. You've got to take criticism, but I don't agree with them receiving it during the game, right? That I would agree with you with.
That's right.
Great comment here, actually, from Ogami. Kilman gets a 10. The first 92 minutes were fantastic. Totally agree with you. Man of the match for Kilman.
Right. Are we marking the fans up behind the dugout for giving it some chicken run abuse to Sunderland bench? Yeah. And Xhaka reacted beautifully to that, didn't he? He bit. I don't know what it was all about. They booed Mavan. Look at him now. Different characters. He's hard as nails and very solid upstairs in the head where it matters, right?
Yeah.
You can tell. It's built on, you know, solid foundations. Booing players have become a general thing. Yeah. I just don't think if you've ever played sport, right, which we all have, right? If you've ever played a sport, or you guys have managed kids teams and stuff like that, what's the worst thing that can happen in a kids team is if the parent gets on the kid's back, right?
Yeah. No, there's nothing positive that comes out of it. In all honesty, I think the only part where booing works in a player's favour is when the opposition fans are booing the player. But that works in their favour though sometimes.
Yeah,
like for instance, it motivates them. Like you think when Paul Ince used to come back to Upton Park, he used to say the same thing. When I get booed, it makes me want to play even better, you know, and I can get that. So but no, not booing your own players.
He didn't like coming back to Upton Park, Chris.
Well,
remember that time when we stopped them winning the league? He didn't like coming back to Upton Park.
No, but he quite liked being booed, is what he said. Yeah, of course, you know, but he quite liked being booed in that respect because it showed that people saw him as a threat. So of course he was always going to want to play well against West Ham and many players like that.
it'll motivate the right player with the right mentality. If someone's a bag of nerves, there'll be a bigger bag of nerves. That's what I'm saying. Unless we know these players personally, we don't, do we?
Yeah, but let's be honest though, Gal. Kilman can't get much worse anyway. If you boo him or you don't boo him, mate, he can't get much worse than what he is right now.
I'm not a fan of Kilman. I mean, I'm not defending Kilman, right? Yeah, there is, and that's I think a happy medium. Boo them coming off if they underperform. Yeah, absolutely fine. Absolutely.
That's what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah,
precisely.
Right. So I think that's it. We've marked everybody. We gave Sunderland a hell of a beating, which long may it continue. We've got. Who we got next week? Chelsea. Is that Saturday?
Saturday 5:30 kickoff.
Late kickoff. Fucking hell, it's going to ruin the evening, isn't it? But anyway, look. Well, hopefully it won't. Hopefully it'll be a wonderful.
Ruin the evening. What kind of a way is that to look at it? Come on, Chelsea away, 3 points. Come on,
do this. I don't like the way Sky do this. 12:30 yesterday, 5:30 next week. They just make me more miserable and tell me Burnley kicks off at a bloody dodgy time because I'm going up there as well. Or is that 3 o'clock?
No, Burnley. I don't know. Fred's going up to that one as well. I don't know. I don't know what time it is. I think it's 3 o'clock.
That's not Saturday, 3 o'clock. Written all over it. That is.
Yeah.
You know what? This is me. This is me. I'm very fickle. Right? I got offered a ticket by my other mate Chris because I only know people called Chris. Right? He offered me a ticket to Burnley. I said, "No, you're right." And then another Jim got on to me yesterday and said, today, and said, "Do you want a ticket for Burnley?" I said, "Yeah, go on in."
It's not very nice on Chris, is it? So you refused one from him.
No, he's already moved his ticket on. I did ask him first.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Because you said you weren't going to go to that one. I'm still kind of to and fro about that one, and I'm wondering whether I should go to it or not. I don't know. I'm
driving to Peterborough and getting a train up there. I'm doing it that way.
Peterborough, getting a train. Yeah, I don't know, mate. But I'm not focused on that one yet. Let's focus on Chelsea. 3 points, and then we take that into the Burnley game.
Exactly.
That's what I'm thinking about.
One day at a time, one game at a time. Hopefully some signings this week. We'll be back to talk about the transfer shows throughout the week to tell you all the good news as the big names arrive. I'm a bit more optimistic now that we might sign 1 or 2 players.
Well, let's see. Let's see how that kind of plays out this week because I think we should. To give him half a chance now, we've put ourselves in a decent position. So, yeah, now you've got to back him. There's no excuses as far as I'm concerned. We've got a week.
None at all.
We've got a week, mate. It's not even a week, is it now?
Spare centre back for Christ's sake, yeah. And what else do we need? We need
an attacking player of some kind, whether it's a winger or something. I think we need a winger and a centre back. I think those are the key positions that we need coverage in, right? I think midfield we're kind of okay. I was quite happy, by the way, to see JWP back on the bench. It's not that I think he's a fantastic player, but I think the way he's been treated, his thing is just fucking awful. So I was glad to see
Nuno's treated him terribly, right? But apparently he's stayed professional the whole time. So you got to say that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think that we need necessarily to bring in a midfielder. I think it's a winger, maybe a defender, winger, striker. I would love those 3, but I can't see that happening.
Right. I think we got Paqueta going. He'll go this week. We got Traore coming in next couple of days. We've got Guido going to Valencia. I think they're the ones that are kind of done and on the way. Pete, what do you reckon we need very quickly?
Yeah, same defender and an attacking player of some description. I don't think we'll get a striker because we're going to keep Wilson.
Yeah,
so
I don't think we will either.
That would be enough, wouldn't it? If we got a decent centre half, dominant centre half, and an attacking player, I think we've got enough players to stay up.
Well, yeah. I hope so. I bloody well hope so. But yeah, that's that. I think most fans would say the same thing, to be honest. Yeah. I think the centre back thing we've been banging on about for ages, haven't we?
Yeah,
we really have been.
We have. So we're at 1 hour 23. Didn't quite hit the 1 hour target, but not bad. Not bad. We had a lot to talk about, didn't we?
Yeah, and you know what? It's nice to talk a bit after a win rather than a flipping loss like we have been for some time. So
it's nice to be happy, isn't it? Really nice.
It is, mate.
I missed it.
Yeah. Me too.
All right, so I think we're done. Thank you, Claire, for doing the security. Thanks everyone in chat for your comments. Thanks to everybody watching at home. Please give the video a like, hit the bell notification icon, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hype. Yes, hype. Whatever hype is, please hype us. See you soon. Come in your irons. Ions.